Now that I've done a clean up on some of the hand grip mounting piece, I'm just going to continue and glue on a piece for the mounting rail at the top. So that piece is hardened up quite nicely now, and I'm going to start shaping it. I've collected a few more reference pictures. And one thing that I didn't notice before, that on the reverse side of it, there's this recessed piece cut out of the support rail. I presume that would be to cut down weight, which makes sense. So that's pretty much as far as I'm going to work that for now. Judging by the pictures I'm working off, it's still a little bit thick and a little bit long. But I'm not too worried about that, because when it comes to actually casting this in aluminium, it's far better to actually have a little bit too much metal that I can grind back than to end up having not enough and having to start the process all over again. So you can see there with the handle grip piece attached to it, this will all have to be filled in so that it becomes one solid piece of aluminium. But I think next to the scale picture there, it's a pretty good representation of what we're after. So now that I've pretty much got the mount worked out, I thought I'd just talk really briefly on what my plan is as far as the laser sight itself. As luck would have it, I've got a piece of aluminium tube, which is a fairly hefty piece of aluminium tube. I've cut that roughly to the length that I'm going to be working with. The rear end piece here, I'll probably turn up a wooden piece on the lathe that will cap in there, and I'll use that wooden piece as a pattern piece. The one thing I haven't been able to find is what that looks like on the end itself. It does look like there's a bit of a seam on the end there. I can see it in some of the more high detailed pictures as well, but I haven't been able to find a picture of what the actual end of it itself looks like. So if anybody's got a picture or knows of a link that they can give me, just put that in the comment section below. That'd be greatly appreciated. There's a ring piece there that I'll probably make out of a larger piece of tube and slide into position. There are some details on the end that I want to get incorporated as well, and from there it should hopefully just be a matter of making this like a torch where I can actually slide the battery pieces down inside it, work out where the laser diode goes on the end, and then run a switching wire down to some aspect of the gun where I can make it operate. Just a bit of trivia for you, there might be a few people out there wondering why the laser sight on this gun was so massive. Whilst laser sighting systems are pretty common for weapons today, back in 1984 this type of thing for a handgun anyways pretty much didn't exist. But this was pretty much created for the film, and undoubtedly sort of spurred on a whole new generation of people wanting laser sights for their guns. The reality of this though is to make it work they had to do a whole lot of Hollywood trickery, including the fact that the power supply for this was not contained within the actual cylinder itself. There are wires that actually ran down the side of the gun and then up Arnie's jacket sleeve and down to a power pack that he wore on his hip. And then to make the laser operated, he actually had a separate wire that ran to his coat pocket, and he'd keep his hand in the pocket and press the switch to activate the laser. And that all comes down to that the laser systems at the time were a helium neon laser, which pretty much took up that full cylinder and left no real space for anything else but the laser system itself. And by today's standards, it used a huge amount of energy just to keep the laser going. That's all now been replaced by a little diode laser, just like that, that produces the same sort of laser intensity as what a system that big used to do, which I think is actually pretty amazing. Anyway, there's a bit of trivia for you. Next video will be on to building the laser sight. Thanks for watching, talk to you next time.